Welcome to another exciting episode of the Kimi Kato Show, where we explore the vibrant world of Japanese pop culture every single week and we dive into the colorful realms of Japan's music, anime, fashion, film, and cuisine. And we are back 2025. And I'm Jeremiah. I am
Yeah.
Kimmy's co host. And here he is, your host, Kimi Kato. Hey, Kimmy.
Hello. Hi, Jeremiah. Hi, hello, everyone.
So exciting to be back for another almost season three. We're almost to season three, and we're
That's amazing.
starting a brand new year in 2025. So happy to be back and to see you, Kimmy.
I
How
am so
was
happy to
your
see you too.
how was your holiday?
Very good. I really enjoyed a long vacation, long holiday season. I was actually in Florida, Orlando, Florida.
What? I didn't
Yeah,
know this. What were you doing in
telling
Orlando?
you now.
Disneyland?
Disney World, went to Kennedy Space Center, spent the New Year's Eve in Orlando, went to Disney World, the Magic Kingdom on January 1st to start an amazing magical year. Also went to Epcot Center on the 28th, I think. But yeah, we spent a few days in Orlando downtown and then went closer to Disney World on the latter half. But we
So
was there
how
for
do they
about 10
compare?
days.
10 days you were gone. How do they compare the Disneyland West Coast, Disneyland, and Florida?
Well, so Disney World is Disney World. It's not
Okay.
Disneyland, right?
Sorry.
So
Excuse
the
me.
theme is
So
just
there's the first
massive. Yeah.
difference.
The biggest difference I'd say is just that Disney World is massive. It's almost like you don't know where you started going into Disneyland because then you go, Welcome to Disney World, but you're still driving on the freeway for a while. So
Okay.
I'm thinking, well, is this land, this piece of massive land, not a piece, but it's like landscape. Is this Disney already? Am I in Disneyland already? Am I in Animal Kingdom or have I arrived yet? And then you kind of arrive to the parking lot. But then, it's
What's the
just
answer
massive.
to that
Was that?
question? What was the answer? You're in Disney World, right?
Yeah, so I was basically, I think Orlando itself is Disney World.
Well, you know what I've heard that they have their own, well, their neighborhoods, right? You can buy homes there. You can buy homes on the property and live in Disney World.
Mm,
And then I've heard that they have their own law and their own basically their own constitution. Is that did
it's
you
almost, well, I did not know that, but it's almost like the 52nd, the, well, 51st state.
Yeah, it should be, huh? Disney World. And I also heard that out in Palm Springs, they're building right now, they're building properties that you can buy that's basically you live, it's a whole the Disney World theme, Disneyland theme. Have you heard that? The homes
No,
that are being built out there?
I've no idea, but I mean,
Like a whole
Disney.
compound.
I mean, who knows what they're up to? I'm sure they're building something everywhere around the world because there's one in Tokyo. There's
There's
one
one
in
in Paris, isn't
there's
there?
one in Shanghai. Yeah, in China as well,
Yeah.
isn't there? Yeah.
So you was 10 days enough time or was it not enough time? Did you have could you spend more time there because it was
Well, def
so
right. Definitely
yeah,
not enough of a vacation. If I can take more, I would
you'll
have,
take it.
yeah, I would take it. I would appreciate a longer vacation. But yes, in a way that it was time to get back to work. You've had enough time to rest with your family. Now you're kind of like fully charged and ready to go. But in terms of did I see everything? No, I did not. I mean, I could have spent another day at the Kennedy Space Center, which was fabulous. It's just so great to see what America have done in terms of space technology and the adventure and the challenge that the human beings have made it capable of going to space and landing on the moon. I mean, all this could only happen from the frontier spirit, I guess, of the United States. and the endless challenge towards the impossible, because America made something impossible possible, and that kind of made me move in terms of thinking about, wow, even as small as who I am, we can't be thinking that's impossible to do,
Mhm.
because what humans have done across decades and across hundreds and thousands of people being involved in building this technology for us to be able to make that big step, and the big leap for mankind is something that was spectacular for me. And to be able to, we all know about space rockets and landing on the moon and all that, but actually seeing it there was something truly special and different. So I do recommend people going to the Kennedy Space Center, and how history have evolved and how we have evolved to chase something that we thought we would never do and we would never accomplish, but we did as human beings. And that was just, for me, it was fascinating.
How do you take that inspiration that you felt, that you saw, that you experienced? How do you take that back to your
Oh,
everyday life,
my,
you mean?
yeah, daily life. I say
Mhm.
to myself, well, if I up against a challenge, I go, well, this challenge is nothing compared to what mankind have done in terms of going to space, landing on the moon, etc. Right? And now we're trying to go further. So I think for each and one of us, if we feel that we are up against something that we feel that we're not capable of doing, or difficult to accomplish, think twice and go, well, you can do it. Just we can definitely do it if we try harder. How do we overcome it? Think of ways of overcoming it, because I know if you look at the history of space technology and engineering, all that, it has surpassed so many challenges and so many failures. People have lost lives. So compared to that, what we're doing, at least people don't die for what we do. We're doing things for ourselves or for people, but at least people don't have to die about on what we're challenged. Hopefully, I don't know. I mean, depending on people, but in my case, I mean, people die listening to music or writing about music. So at least that's the case. And for me, yeah, just think about, there are challenges that are far more difficult. And what we're trying to accomplish is probably nothing compared to that. Then, if you put yourself in that perspective, it's probably nothing. Then it makes it easy for you, don't you think?
Yeah, that there are challenges no matter what you're facing, but that the human spirit and the human drive to achieve is like nothing else. And that if
Mm,
we tell ourselves, we doubt ourselves, I think, a lot, and we doubt that we can accomplish something, but just keep persevering and keep trying. I mean, look at the space program, as you've said, as something that inspired you.
right.
Nothing really we can't do if you don't put your mind to it. We've got
Yeah.
brilliant minds and optimism, and that's the human spirit, which is very. I
Ah,
love, and that's another great thing about taking time off, isn't it? And getting away is your
yes.
perspectives.
Oh, it was
When you get out of your
fabulous.
bubble,
Indeed.
really. Mhm.
Indeed. Because I did not expect this experience or this feeling. If I didn't go, well, I didn't expect this. I didn't expect me to be thinking like this before going to Kennedy Space Center. I thought I was going for my son. I thought I'd be good for my son to go see. Uh, and then I thought, well, I think I gained more than my son. Oh,
That's really great, though.
yeah,
That's really, really cool. And
yeah.
you know what? Look at your logo. I'm looking at it right now. talking to you. The Project Asteri logo and the Kimi Kato Show logo. It's a star and it's an arrow going upwards,
Going, yep,
right? I mean,
always, always,
it's
yes.
part of your DNA a little bit here in your
Yes,
show.
indeed. And it's not always going up all the time, right? You always have a dip,
Yeah.
but then persevering and going beyond challenging you to your dip and going further is what this logo is about.
Well, what a great way to start the show and to start the new year
Yes,
with that thought that
indeed.
in your
So I do
perspective.
recommend it. But also another thing, when I was there, I was thinking about, well, do I want to be on a spaceship and go to the moon? Would you, Jeremiah? Would you like to go to the moon one day?
I actually thought about that, with this with what is um Amazon? Uh what's that
Oh
spaceship
yeah, yeah, yes,
started where they're giving
yes,
ride, you can go up into space, but you come back down
yes.
almost
There
like
was a
that.
building net right next to it, which I saw. I did see the building next. What was it?
Bezos is mission. Well, I
Yes,
forget what the spaceship is called, but I thought about that when the last group of people that paid to go up into space, and I thought, would I do that? Would I want to do that if I could? I think I would. How about you? I mean, I think I like experiences, and that would be one of a kind.
the
It
Blue
feels like it's a
Origin.
little, yeah, on the origin. Yes,
Yes, Blue Origin.
thank
I
you.
saw the building right next to the Kennedy Space Center. I did see it.
Oh, is that where they
Yeah.
launched from?
Yeah. So I think they launch at the same place. There's this massive launch pad that you
Mhm.
don't get to go see right by it, but you can take a tour and then you can see the launch pad miles away. But still, it's big enough to kind of feel that you're there.
So
Um,
eventually, I think that will be available to more people. That it'll become more affordable and
mhm.
more of an option. It's nice to see that it's happening and people are coming home safely. So I don't know if I would have been the first person on that on the origin, but
I kind of thought about it, and then I thought, well, I don't think I'll be. I don't think I want to go at the moment for now, anyways. And the reason why is I get travel sick. I get
oh,
travel sick, and I think it's because every time I get on a roller coaster or the space, like
you get
the
motion sickness.
yeah big Thunder Mountain at Disneyland, I ride on that and I get kind of like motion sick, even on a small roller coaster. So if I was to take a spaceship with, oh my God, thousands of times more
With no
G on
zero
you, oh my God,
gravity.
zero exactly, and then suddenly no gravity, I'll probably be throwing up everywhere, and that won't be a pretty picture.
So remind me not to be your passenger next to you when
Oh,
you finally
co-pilot,
decide
no,
to go by
yeah,
it.
yeah, I would not go in the first place.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that doesn't sound like the place for you. But lucky for us, there are great photographers and great photography
Yeah.
from outer space. You
Mm-hmm.
can enjoy the beauty. Well, that's really great, Kimmy. I'm glad you had that time
What did
to.
you do, Jeremiah? What were you up to?
I worked. I didn't. I did not follow your. I should have taken some more time off. I took a little time off, but I didn't go anywhere. I've got nothing really, no exciting stories like yours. Um, I just kind of stayed home and worked. But Santa Barbara is like being on a vacation of its own. It's so beautiful up here.
It is beautiful. I love it up there.
Well, I would. How are you right now down in Los Angeles with the fires? You're safe. Your family's safe. Your friends.
Yes, thank you for asking. First of all, I think the,
Hard to breathe.
it's crazy times. It's definitely terrible things that's happening right now in LA. I am in the West
Incredible.
LA area, so I'm okay. But seeing what's happening, and yesterday the wind was crazy. But when I'm going to the office in the morning, it was just windy, and then suddenly I started hearing that there's been a fire, and then before you know it, it's spread like crazy. I mean, it's not like a regular wildfire, and as you know, it's just going crazy. So Our hearts are with the brave first responders battling the devastating fires in LA County. Your courage and selflessness in the face of this danger truly are heroic, and we immensely are grateful for your efforts because I know they have not been sleep. I mean, I don't know, but I'm sure they have not been able to go home, go to bed, go to sleep because it's been crazy fire.
So selfless,
Yes,
so
exactly.
I was thinking about the fire, the first responders, the firemen that
Hmm.
as I was watching, I stayed up till 3 in the morning last night watching live coverage all from like 6 to 3.
Yeah.
I couldn't go to sleep. I couldn't turn it off. And thinking about the first responders that are running towards saving homes and saving lives and what that what that courage must be like, that it's just incredible what
Um,
they
mm,
and also overwhelming. I mean, where would you start? Watching the embers fly and those 100-mile-an-hour winds and watching one home after another go up. I was so sad. I used to drive when I worked in LA between Santa Monica and Santa Barbara every single week. I'd go back and forth, and always drove the PCH there, and I would put on some good music and discover new artists and things like that. That was my time to spend in the car alone on that drive and on that PCH, those beautiful homes there along the ocean. I just couldn't believe that most of them are gone now. I just can't even imagine what that's going to look like
right.
driving
Yeah.
that.
Oh, definitely. Because now, today, it's even worse, right? From yesterday to today, I didn't realize, or I just found out about an hour ago that all the restaurants and the bars that we used to go to, or we literally go when we go to the beach, we would drive that PCH and go to these restaurants. They're all
Yeah,
burnt and gone.
the Real Inn. I couldn't believe the Real Inn was gone. That's so iconic. Um, is Nobu and are you aware is Nobu and Moon Shadows and all those. Do you know if those restaurants are still standing? I know
I,
that Duke's was last night, but it was like a spot. The parking lot was a spot for first responders to meet and regroup, and
right, right. Is it
people were
still there?
walking. As far as I know, um, it's interesting. Bob Morris that owned Gladstone's, he was a friend, and I had him on years ago, and I just put up that show on about Gladstone's, and last night I was watching and they put out two fires that started at Gladstone's. I hope it's still there. I'm not sure if it, but the embers kept coming down and lighting the restaurant on fire. And that place is so iconic, Gladstone's. It was one of the most highest grossing restaurants in the country. And you go along that, all those great places. I'm sure you've been to all of
Hmm.
them and
Well, not all of them, but a lot of them,
a lot of them.
definitely. Yeah, remember. I can't remember the names of the restaurants, but there was bars that I used to go to, and there was a seafood restaurant on PCH that we went last summer, and all the houses that you see as you drive up towards Malibu, you see all the houses on the left side. They're all well, a lot of them are burnt. And then, I was just seeing what was happening on television on Sunset, where the crossing is, where Sunset Boulevard meets PCH.
Yeah.
There's lots of cars that was been, blocking the streets, so these bulldozers would move those cars, and it was just, oh my goodness, it was
And
like the end of the world.
yeah, you're like, wait a minute. This is LA, Santa Monica, PCH, Malibu, really?
Yeah,
I
this
mean,
is like
there are
10
fires
minutes
in
from
Malibu,
where we
but
live. Yeah.
it's never like this. It
Oh,
reminded me of Lahaina, burning down last year, and it made me think, is any town safe, from this kind of devastation? You just never know. But, again, I'm with you. I hope everybody's safe and the restaurant owners, the homeowners that have lost property, um,
definitely to those
feel
people,
for
yeah,
you.
to everyone that's been affected by this tragedy, we do extend our deepest condolences
Yeah.
and those grieving and stand in solidarity with everyone facing these challenges. Please know that everyone who's safe and everyone here are with you in our thoughts as well. And I think we all need to come together to support one another during this difficult time.
Yeah, I agree. Well, Kimmy, should we take a break and then come back and talk about winter in
Yes,
Japan?
yes, we do. Yes, we shall.
Okay.
Okay, let's take a quick break.
You got some music though. What are we playing here? Let's.
Yes, we are going to go out with Shichifukujin by Wednesday Campanella.